When we're talking, just cool to look at you and speak, or
Can you look at me and speak? Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of both.
okay.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, world, how y'all doing? We got the peace signs because hip hop is all up in our studio today. I might not be hip hop, but he certainly is. Of course, with me today is Rob ProBlak Gibbs, the muralist, the Breathe Life brother, and an artist for over years in the city of Boston and beyond. Because we don't talk ages here, we are just hip hop. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing fine. And yourself, Tony? How's it going?
I'm okay. You know, I've been bumping into Rob for years. We were having this conversation, and you know, me in my capacity as extroverted introvert, I'd be extroverted sometimes, but around the art scene, I was high key like, oh, I don't know these people. Who are these people? And so I watched Rob ProBlak Gibbs and a lot of other people just move throughout the city creating really art, but I never really took the time to create community with them because I was shy. Y'all believe that, right? Can't we be shy as artists? Rob, let's start off as that because you are out there in the world. You've won awards. We've seen your wonderful Breathe Life 2 mural with your daughter on it. We're going to talk about that. We've seen that, and now you're doing wonderful things in Central Square, but can you talk about just a little, let's start off with being an extroverted introvert? Because I'm making a claim. Is that true?
I think you're doing an amazing job at being a extrovert, introvert, and just showing us the ways that how it exists in us sometimes too. I think it's cool to be both.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you juggling both right now? Is that what you're doing?
I say sometimes I gotta turn the temperature down. Like it's like having a hot and cold faucet on at the same time. And you got to be able to step back from the picture sometimes to observe everything that's going on, knowing when to play the background, or just knowing when to get out the way.
Yeah, because you have a collective. I think I'm rushing forward, y'all. This is the We Revolutionary podcast. We have Rob ProBlak Gibbs here, and you know, we're going to back up because we're going to talk about from the battle to the breakthrough. He's Dewey Square, he's in Central Square, Cambridge, and we're going to start at the beginning because I'm rushing ahead. I've seen Brother Rob many times. I've been frequenting the Street Collective. Then we sat down and we had a conversation. And you mentioned Utahville, SC. And so talk about your background. Tell me where you're from and your people are from.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you where I'm from. I'm born and raised in Roxbury, which is broken up into different sections. Now they got Lower Roxbury, they have the South End, you know, things of that nature. But I'm from the Berry, and I'm a kid from the projects. Two sets of projects: Orchard Park and Lenox Street. Lenox Street address, Orchard Park relatives. And so I was traveling in between both of the two. And my dad being from New York City, White Plains, and my mama from South Carolina, where they both met in Utahville.
Utahville, South Carolina. That's an interesting mix. And so you're hip hop. I want to say you're a hip hop baby. How has the South influenced you? Did you go back to the South when you was young, back and forth?
Absolutely went to the South. There's always the going back and visiting your family, but then there was that time of getting in trouble and getting sent to the South to be you know, kind of away from the streets, because that summertime being 7 weeks, it can go one way or another. And I'll never forget that summer that I went down south and I forgot this book that I started to learn how to do graffiti out of called Aerosol Art. And I forgot my book. But I had my sketchbook, and it was at that point that I had to play the memory game and start to try to, like, you know, illustrate what I was studying in these pages and, you know, then birth my style.
Wow. So, memory.
Yes.
That summer, teenager?
Yeah, just became a teenager. Like I was probably 12 going on 13, 13 going into 14. Around, yeah, 13 going into 14.
So from memory, you started on your own. But then I want to say, how did the South influence you? Did it influence your work that summer?
It how could I say it? The South kept me away from being in the city,
Mm.
but it put my Southern hospitality to the fullest because it was about a lot of hard work.
Mm.
And I think just to, work around the house, had the chores, kick it with my cousins a lot. And I was younger than like my cousins, so they'd be off at work.
Mm.
And then like my little baby cousins who I'd be like around. So I was like too young to kick it with my older cousins, but then so old that my little cousins were like babies. So I had to figure out what to do in between the time.
Mm.
And I think drawing was helping the time go by with my grandmother, calls us for meals and things of that nature, and just sitting outside. I just never forget the heat
Mm.
and what I had to do to just kind of sit out of the sun for a little bit and just draw,
Mm. Good. No cotton picking for you.
No, not at all.
But my family's from Holly Hill, South Carolina, so I know the area. We started talking, and I say Utahville, Santee, and he started saying Orangeburg. I was like, okay,
Holly Hill.
yeah, Holly Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to know where the genesis of your work comes from, but that's not all that happened when you was younger. I remember you talking to me about this guy who keeps showing up at all the Street Theory Collective events, Jason. And you were talking to me about Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, where you been, Rob? Rob's like, I've been at Artists for Humanity for, we don't tell ages, blah, 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 amount of years. He even is the co-founder. And so I'm sitting there again, y'all, my artists, I was like, how do I blend with them? So I've seen you all doing this work, and Jason is at every event. So since we talking about, did they send you down south because of tagging?
Not at all.
and tell me about Jason and the tagging.
Oh man. So me and Jason, we go back as far as middle school. We was in advanced work classes together.
Mm-hmm.
And the coolest brother to ever really like come across my path outside of my neighborhood. And I never forget like our middle school photo is what captivated like the type of person he is, because we had we had to take like yearbook pictures. And he was like, man, I took the money from my yearbook picture, cut my own hair, and went and bought Metroid. So we connected on video games and just all the stuff that we would nerd out about. And I would say by the time we were like getting towards the end of our school year, me, him, Anthony Oliver, Takeon Foreman, and
You
Garcia.
shouting names, Boston.
Listen, man, I'm probably forgetting a few, but like my apologies. But we were the go-to guys in the school. You know what I mean? And
just like leaders
and just embodying what it was to have fun amongst each other. We're all from different neighborhoods. We wanted to do anything we could to get out of class. And I think when it got down to just like doing things from the I know we did like, I think it was a Cool School video about staying in school when LL Cool J came to our school, and like
80s.
And if we had won the, like, that's cool. If we had won that contest, then the whole school was going to get a pair of K-Swiss. You know what I mean? But I think it was from those challenges, because we had like 2 aunts in our crew, right? That we just had to make sure that we were going to be the go-to guys all the time, and came up with this crazy idea to do a mural in the auditorium.
Ooh.
And did what was a proposal at the time, didn't know what it, just proposed to our principal, Dr. Steve Leonard, to do this graffiti piece on the wall in the auditorium, and he said yeah. And so we got together. We called our little crew Mooney Productions, and had no idea where to start. Had no concept of how to get things off the page and onto the wall. Like, I remember sketching this whole this body of letters with like number 2 pencils. We had boxes of number 2 pencils, sketching it on the wall, and then we had a student teacher that bought us spray paint, and I think it took off from there.
So you've been a muralist, and the most interesting kind of way of like, this is just what I want to do, and also influenced by the 80s. I mean, all that was going on with hip hop, but it was violent then.
Oh yeah.
Was this right before all of that bubbling up of crazy violence in Boston that took over our street, where you could be a nerd and could still be accepted?
I'm from blocks where that was all the time. There was no art classes in the schools, and I think it was just to want to take up doing graffiti was just another way of like being bad without doing the stuff that you can, like, in my mind, get locked up for. But I come to find out that tagging is a felony as well.
Tagging.
Tagging, we'll call it vandalizing. Vandalism is a felony, not tagging.
Hieroglyphics. Modern hieroglyphics. Modern hieroglyphics. That's what I read that you said. And I seen your face when you said vandalism. You were like, or I seen something. Is it vandalism? It's changed now. It's appreciated. But you were one of the forerunners who made that happen. So you mentioned vandalism. Talk about that. Is it vandalism, this expression of art? Because I know the walls of Egypt, they look the way they do.
They do. And I think there was rules that we had to follow. We was just making sure we wasn't tagging up churches, people's homes, and successfully not over each other if you knew a person.
Yes.
But graffiti is an ego sport, and I just knew that like from riding the elevated train, the orange line, that like there were a lot of murals and pieces that I was seeing going from Dudley Station to like downtown.
Yeah, like Gary Rickson and them. Like, is that the name? Brother Rickson? I wanted to know, before we dive into that, I want to know how you got away with the tagging. Okay, wait. Wait, is the statute of limitations over, Rob?
Allegedly. Allegedly tagging.
What can you tell me about the tagging days? I know you and Jason's art individually. They look totally different. So from that workshop kind of you all, tell me about the tagging days and being safe with it.
Oh, nah, we were discovering something new. And if we were going to get out of our sketchbooks and into like the city, we knew that we had to go to places and spaces where like other graph existed. So me and him ventured to like the Trussels over there at the BU Bridge, and kind of conducted ourselves with spray paint that we got our hands on, because we weren't old enough to buy it. But I had a neighbor next door, bless his heart, that gave us some tools that we went down there and got busy. And I never forget what we thought, like we were really doing something, you know what I mean? And it was to the point where like Jason was putting up his name, and I was definitely stuck with the name that chose me.
Yeah. What's up with the name that chose you? I see your gear. My brother got the red, black, and green.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Pan-African flag. Can we say that? Ain't it always Black History Month?
It is.
We were just talking about hieroglyphics, y'all. On this podcast, y'all are watching We Revolutionary Podcast with Rob ProBlak Gibbs, Boston, Mass. Fabulous journalist. Breathe Life series. And we talking about hieroglyphs, modern hieroglyphs, how you got away with that. Y'all kids, stay off the Trussels. But also, Rob got on the Trussels under the bridge so you wouldn't have to today. Because right now, there's a whole alleyway that's dedicated to graffiti. Back in the day, you couldn't tag over nobody's name. Because that would be what?
You want to call it vandalism?
That would be vandalism.
Nah, it's a form of disrespect.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that like there were, like I said, there were rules, and they were unsung. But a lot of like writers would know that like if you put up a tag, there would be a throw up that goes over a tag, dead letters over throw ups. Blockbusters really go over a lot of things, and then there was pieces that went over dead letters, and then there was like burners, like things that were very artistic and took the time to produce that went over everything, and then productions wiped out the whole canvas, as I would say, from top to bottom, left to right.
Wow. And productions are collectives? Was that a collective?
That was a collective venture where you and a lot of other artists got together, and productions consisted of like, you know, letters, background, characters, you know, something that was thematic. And most of the good productions, a lot of the colors like complemented each other. It looked great. Different crews had different styles.
But now it's legal. Now the art form that you started out in that they said was vandalism, it's now, we don't want to say legal, but it's legal for it become more legal. And I feel like you, progenitor? Is it progenitor? You the pops? You the uncle? You the brother? We're going to keep it hip hop. You the brother who kind of wedged that door open in Boston on top of Rickson and Dana Chandler. And so you and I want to talk about, I think we saw the same murals. We saw the same murals growing up. And the one that stands out for me that really got me thinking, look at this shirt, y'all. I can say this. Black is the beginning. Remember that mural?
Yeah.
That mural, did it recently disappear, or is it still there?
The Africa is the beginning, is still there.
With the pyramid and looking Afrofuture, when we talk about Afrofuturism, like that's what we grew up, because I'm from these Roxbury and Dorchester streets as well, and that's what we grew up looking at. And can you tell me just about what that influence had? Because didn't you take over a wall? You took over a wall in the South End. And so I wanted to talk about like what seeing was mural art an influence for you, the ones that were seen in Boston?
Absolutely. I want to say like it was our wayfinding. In whatever way the public transportation went, there were murals that were prominent in some of those areas where the bus would turn or the train would kind of ride above. And as prominent as Africa as the beginning was, there was also the knowledge is power that was on the side of a Nubian Ocean. Yes. There was the there was a few that like Dana Chandler had did that were on Tremont Street. Paul Goodnight had a couple in there. And you know, those are the OGs that really paved the way for us to follow. Yes. And those murals are so natural that like I wanted to see something that had like our voice in it, where like the hip hop showed through with like no problems. And I think when the graffiti bug had bit me, I was digging and looking deeper into what would like help us get to that point. But I feel like subconsciously, because we seen all the greats lay down that groundwork for us, we didn't know that, like, you know, for the Marcus Garvey that we seen across the street from the school, or, you know, any of the black historians that was always there, I was like, because it wasn't done with like a spray can, it doesn't make it any less of a mural. But that was the fly part about it, is that when you get older, you get an understanding of your craft. You're like, yo, I grew up with this as a part of my DNA, because it was always there. It felt natural. It was the very fiber that like educated us to make sure that we had some level of politics in the things that we wanted to say. I just think it was the it only took a matter of time before we had gained the skill set. And so the wall that you're talking about that we've inherited was the wall in the South End of Peters Park. Props to my man Duggan Hill. This one? No, it's the handball court, and we made a wall of fame down around Peters Park. You know, late '90s, early 2000s, and that wall was torn down and brought 15 feet inside of the park. Well, you know, a lot of redevelopment happened in the South End.
True.
But like we kept true to the practice, and one of our crew members has done Go 5. He's done the recent piece that's on there right now, the current piece.
So history circles back again, and you're right about that DNA piece. I know I just brought up an image, and I wanted to dive into the expansion of work done, work erased. Did you say you called it a production where a collective comes and they agree, and maybe sometime they have to reach out to other artists like we're gonna take over this because it's a respect piece. And so I like hearing how you respected how it is a part of our DNA. Like I can say that I remember knowledge is power. I see the words, but I almost don't see the mural. But you're right. It's like on our bones. And so I want to talk a little bit before I go into we about to dive in right now, y'all. We about to dive in because I'm really interested in your Breathe Life series. Is this one of the first ones? I think we're up to 8 now, Rob.
Oh yeah, we're up to 8.
Are we up to 8? That's what I counted.
Yeah, we're up to 8, and the one you just showed is Breathe Life 3.
Yes.
So that version of Breathe Life is an amazing time in 2019 when that got done, and it was the introduction to this pair of kids who were brother and sister, one named Quincy and the other Arbella. Arbella's name translates in Hebrew to breathe or breath. And Quincy I did back in 2017. And these are names of children that like the community had gave them. It wasn't like I came up with this story. This is all engaged with like, you know, folks who took the time. The murals impacted them in a way that they were like, yo, do the kids have names? And I was like, well, they can, but they took it upon themselves to write stories that influence in them. And it's wild how Quincy has his sister on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And they're just displaying an immense amount of joy. And they wanted to let the world know that they got some cool friends that they communicate to through American Sign Language. So we generally read compositions from top to bottom, left to right. And to play on the way that Quincy and Arbella appeared on this building, if you look at the top, Arbella's doing the word breathe, and then Quincy's doing the word life in sign language. So there's a lot of things that are happening in these murals where, like, I wanted to be very smart and strategic about, like, this title that I didn't know was going to go up till the 8th, where I coined this series to be a love song to the city. And
that's what it originally was.
That's what it just turned into. And then for each of the murals that exist, they're like verses in the song. You know what I mean? So for Quincy and Arbella to display their immense amount of joy in this stained glass background across the street from People's Baptist Church, they're reminding everybody in that area. And this wall is the wall that I walked past too many times growing up over on Lenox Street on the corner of Tremont and Camden, where you got Quincy and Arbella doing the phrase breathe life.
And also shout out the whole, I want to say that, thank you for explaining that. I was wondering why she had her hands on his chest and why his hands were together. Also, because I got you here, their eyes are closed. Everything you do has intention. Rob, why are their eyes closed? And thank you for letting me know about the sign language. A mural, low key, is a silent piece of art that speaks to you. But these young people actually spoke through the silence. So then my question was, okay, if I had one question for Rob, what's the intention with their eyes being closed?
Because they're smiling so hard that their eyes are tight, like it's a feeling. So you may not know what the mural is about. And Paul Goodnight said this best. He was like, you may not have the ability to read, but you know when you look at something what it's talking about. You You know, you may not remember what the story is off rip, but you'll never forget about the impact of how it made you feel when you first seen it. So to see these two expressing the illest amount of joy they can possibly have at a time where, you know, things are just a little rough in that part, I think people were very like intentional on receiving it without me standing in front of it and telling you to smile or anything like that.
Yes, immense joy and love just emanating. Hieroglyphics tell the story, and this is what that story says to me and us. And this is Breathe Life 3. And so, when did the Breathe Life name hit with these folks?
It was I listen to a lot of hip hop, a lot of rap music. So I think Breathe Life was like a play on the disco song Street Life. And I kept asking myself, like, where did Breathe Life come from? But I always knew that, like, I wanted to put out a message that spoke positivity, because, like, it's so easy for people to, like, dogpile on something negative. It's the obvious. But if you were that one person that can just say something positive about the thing that everybody's talking about that's negative, you just breathe life into it. It's a level of resuscitation to change everybody's opinion and view on what's happening. So for me to title these 8 murals Breathe Life is because I believe in it. And it's like a mantra. And again, imagine whatever the mural's telling you is the verse in the song. When it gets to the chorus, what is it telling you to do?
Breathe life.
Get back to another verse in the song. Once it gets to the chorus, what it's asking you to do? Breathe life. You know? So that's you know, it's that call and response, that hip hop.
Yes.
You know.
Look, okay, because I can wait. Can't you all tell by how he's rocking it that he's totally hip hop? Me, on the other hand, she about to go to church. We've been rolling about this here, man. Them tight anyway.
I got it going on too now.
We both yep. Curly. Okay, because we on the edge of hip hop and we're throttling forward. But you mentioned hip hop. Oh, and then I noticed the C for collective. I noticed. I've been watching y'all. I've been watching Rob for your current for the Street Theory Collective. I seen the logo, and the logo is a C. And then you got the 3 stripes, which is all day we dream about sketching. We be sketching, cause isn't that what we said when we was growing up? Yeah. All day I dream about sketching. Cause we have to make it sketching, y'all already know. But and then I see drips from the bottom, and I know I was like, paint can. The drips, intention. And so I want to say, well, what's on your playlist? If you're talking hip hop, because y'all already had a J Dilla party at the collective. Oh yeah. And we already did Sade. In heavens. Nope. Hang on to your love. Okay, no, we're not partying on this podcast. What we're doing is asking my brother, who's on your playlist, Rob? Who's on the playlist?
That's an amazing question, because I'm a music nerd. I have music on my playlist that ranges from automatic, inspirational, what you used to listen to clean up your house on a Saturday. R&B, good oldies that just a lot of the records sampled from. Grew up listening to WILD, and this radio station went off when the sun went down. Yes. But whether I was rocking in the time tunnel or I was chilling with Jam and Joe Johnson or the Coach William May, they gave us that good feeling that I'm in the crib, I'm getting things done, my chores are about to be finished so I can go outside. So I start off with something that's like it's an oldie but goodie. But you probably heard it sampled in a recent jam. Then I build up to that golden era of hip hop in the 90s. There's a lot of 90s pieces that I grew up with, And I'm saying I grew up with them because they sound different as an adult than when I was a teenager.
Yes.
You know, so there's definitely some Nas on my playlist. There's definitely some Wu-Tang.
Oh.
There's a whole. It's like the way I've collected my records or just arranged my CDs. It's all by clicks. You know, whether they were from the West Coast or from like, you know, Brooklyn, like, you know, the boot camp clique.
Mm-hmm.
I go in a lot of places and spaces, and then I build up to anything that's instrumental or electronic. And you know, there's a lot of places that I go to when it comes down to like that type of hip hop that Detroit had put forth, because we didn't really know a lot of artists out of the D.
Mm-hmm.
And then when this world that Dilla introduced me to, without knowing that I was listening to this brother, man. I mean, I can go down a rabbit hole from Guilty Simpson to, you know, a tall black guy, Black Milk, Frank and Dank, that whole squad, the Blink 47 crew with YG, Platinum Pipers, like, you know, it just goes in.
Well, what do you paint to?
I paint to all of it, which is wild. So, I open up with some jazz. You know what I mean? I got a playlist called Jazz Cigarette.
Jazz cigarette?
A jazz cigarette, courtesy of my man Rich Medina, that hit me to what the term is. And I like to open up the air with just like funk
you can't
gets
just pass over that. Are you gonna give us the tea on that, or can you not? No, we're not gonna go. What was you saying about? What was you saying? Continue on.
Yeah, so open up the playlist with some jazz or a sample, and then it gets very like whatever I'm in the mood to listen to or hear. And it's going to be music that I could play out loud because I'm not listening to it through headphones. So it ranges. It definitely ranges. I have like if the younger people were to hear it now, I have like a selection vibe to my playlist, but like I go a little deeper than, you know, what's surface.
But you know what's interesting? That what I thought when you were talking was, I was like, wait, that means the sound waves, nerd time, y'all. Mm-hmm. Let's go, Rob. That means the literal sound waves, the vibes that are emanating that we can't see, are actually going into the walls itself. If you all think about energy in that way, that energy from the music is actually on the walls with underneath the paint, so to speak, or is guiding you and say, is the music a guide? Is the music a muse?
Absolutely, man. I mean, I pride myself on listening to a lot of the native tongues, and then they had a crew called the Native Sons, and I consider myself to be a lost member of a lot of those groups, whether it be A Tribe Called Quest, the Jungle Brothers. I was the third member in Black Star. It just, you know, I can go on for days.
Wait, the 10th member in the Wu-Tang? Yeah. The 10th official member.
You know what I mean? The extra percussionist and the Roots. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that would help me just exist. My zodiac sign not being equivalent, but like I am a Soulquarian to the fullest just because of the way I connect and vibe. And I felt like those brothers and sisters that made the music, that I connected to them in that way, and then it translates through my artwork. So it was another way for me to say, I heard it, I'm listening, this is a instrumental part of my life, and how I translate it into what I visually create shows in my work.
Absolutely. Something came to me, but it ran away, Rob.
Sorry about that.
Well, we was talking about, are you talking about my age? Anyway, we're not going to talk about my age or my hair today. But, you know, one thing I wanted to say was, we were talking about the music. Well, first of all, if the music is part of the muse, does your work change while you're up there in the moment sometime?
Oh, yeah.
And do you obey it? And then also, the question is, how do you decide? How do you decide on the story? What story are you going to tell on the wall?
The stories outline and detail themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the superstructure or the sketch is like the GPS coordinates. I know where I'm going when I'm on the wall. I have a firm belief that like when I'm getting to that destination, there's room for improv.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sketch doesn't limit me. It actually, it gave enough information to people to know what to follow, and then like I let the wall and the area tell me what could be added on, or what would be dope. And that's just depending on how I'm moving along with it, because a lot of ideas aren't the best ideas, but if I can get it all out and get it to where it needs to be, it's going to speak to people in real time, because they may have seen the sketch, and the way that it turns out in the end just adds more flavor to the piece.
And it's nice to know that you're flexible, like being that 10th member of Wu-Tang. When you're involved in a big group or a collective, yeah, sometimes the idea changes, but you also have the collective in order to bounce it off of. Like Wu-Tang was a collective.
Mm-hmm.
9 of them. They were like one of our most successful rap groups, or we want to say the. And the reason is because of the unity.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you and Victor under a bridge doing the piece with Nina Simone.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw Victor, I said, the collective. You all have a chance to feed off of each other. I just did some show with like 4 women. It went so smooth because we had each other to feed off of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you mentioned hip hop. I know the 5 elements. I know the 5 elements. So your visual art. Was you thinking, like, we grew up in hip hop. So was you thinking that I am hip hop, or was you just doing the thing while you was doing this? But you are what, the 3rd piece or the initial piece? Okay, I don't know what came first, but probably the art on the wall. If you talking hieroglyphics, then what came first?
What came first?
5 elements.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would add to your theory and say that disciplines, because you can't pick up any of those and just be good at it. You have to practice. You have to work hard. You got to get your hands dirty.
Yes.
In all of it, you know what I mean. And so I think when you see a reflection of yourself in any of those disciplines that you want to pick up and make happen, it is they complement one another. But then it also lets you know that where your strong suit is at is what you perfect and what you master. But what you complement is with who you get behind, because it might be somebody in your crew that's better in that way, shape, or form. So, one hand washing the other, both hands washing the face at any given point.
And everybody getting better, because like, is it steel meets steel against what is it?
Steel sharpens steel.
Steel sharpens steel.
Mm-hmm. The Wu-Tang method.
But sometimes one of the knives cut better. So enough respect to the collective. It ain't easy being in a collective. But what's harder? Being a dad or being in the collective? The reason I'm a parent. Ooh, they be telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful though? Isn't it nice?
It's a beautiful thing, man.
They be guiding us.
And I think what's even doper is I'm in a crew. I'm in crews that have the most amazing dads and family structures that exist. And it's because of our love for something already that like it naturally pours into how we are with our kids. So like I may not know what to do, but I have brothers that are around me. Like I'm in a crew called GN, and we mess around with the acronym, and we be like, GN means got nieces, because everybody got daughters. You know what I mean? But like,
right.
It's one of those things that like I love and appreciate the men that are around me. That like when it comes to me and my turn and how I gotta compliment, the amazing woman I had our masterpiece with. I have the examples around me of how to move and shake, not only as a dad, but as a creative at the same time. Like, this is what you're paying for your daughter's tuition with, or put clothes on her back, or your son's school, or things of that nature. And then we are each other's kids, uncles, aunts, and, older people. And the smooth part is that they just think this is normal. They think this is like the way it's supposed to be. So they grow up with stronger support and just being like anything they can imagine.
They grow up with a collective.
Oh yeah.
And they keep getting sharpened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, because you know what? I got a daughter, and her father is an artist, and how do you get someone to agree? Like, so sis, I want to put the baby on the wall for everybody to see. I want to talk about this mural because this mural in particular, I saw it going up. I was like, no, look at no more extrovert, introvert, Toni. You can't do that no more. You got to go and be in community with Rob and them. And so I wanted to talk about this mural because you had to convince moms, look, let's have our baby girl. With all the stuff going on with kids, negotiating, I want to put my baby girl on the wall. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about how this mural came to be, because it's amazing. And he mentioned WILD, y'all. When I saw Rob, this mural actually, I think you had the opening party. Mm-hmm. He had the opening party, and it was on June 25th, 2022. And I was like, Rob, I'm showing up because that was my birthday. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. Okay. And when I went up there, one of the first people I saw was Rob. And it was like, we knew each other, but we didn't know. And I was like, but he was like, and we've been hugging ever since. But honestly, I was like, brother, in his ear, I see the WILD, the 1090. Talk to me about this mural because it's amazing, especially for the culture of Boston. You know how Boston is. We're not going to say anything about racism because you look at your shirt. We already know what it is. Mm-hmm. And so and your name's ProBlak, which we didn't talk about, but we about to talk about baby girl and how this came to be.
Oh man, I would say there's a time that when amazing question. I'm gonna take my time. My brother G. Ortiz, who is the man behind everything visual that I create and documenting it and responsible for like a lot of style that I have captured in images. He's a guy very family oriented as well, and every year that Bobby turns a year older, we have her like dressed up in a theme or something and just kind of taking photos of her. But there's this one shot that I got to get all the time, which is her with this boombox that me and my cousin Mantera grew up with in our grandmother's house. So that boombox is hip hop as it is. It's a family heirloom. It's the same radio our grandmother played to get the news, to listen to WILD, to play in the house. And I think people are very familiar with that radio because when they would come by my grandmother's, they would see it. Mm-hmm. I would get in trouble for bringing it outside because I wasn't supposed to bring it outside. Mm-hmm. And so that boom box is the same one that I handled when I was almost Bobby's age. You know what I mean? Right now.
Mm-hmm. Is that her name, Bobby?
Bobby, yeah. And
hi, Bobby.
What's happening? And so fast forward to the photo shoot that she took where she was 3 years old, going on the 4, and went downstairs. Was doing like a series of shoots, and we just fit in between. But he was like, "Yo, if you got that boombox, we can get that shot done." And 15 minutes, picked her up, brought her there. He had her posing in front of the camera, and then she got into this crouching stance and stared at him.
Wait, pure hip hop.
Right. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I took my hat off my head and I put it on hers. And a couple of shots later, she got up and she was like, Daddy, I'm done. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Even when O was looking at the back of his camera, he was like, yo, this is the one right here. fast forward to the opportunity that came with the Greenway. Just looking at the structure of the building, knowing that Black portraiture was being celebrated in the time where, like, that's what I do. I just felt like, well, let me add on to this conversation because it's not anything brand new that I'm doing. This would just be something that's on a larger stage and platform.
That's brand new. That's brand new for Boston.
Oh, brand new for Boston in a way where, like, a lot of people were like, it's about time. Very close brothers to me were like, yo, that was probably the most vulnerable thing you've done. And with Bobby, and Bobby's mother was totally with making this happen. And of course I had to get her consent. But I was like, it just feels like the right thing to do. We got the perfect photo. Would this be okay? And at this point, when the blessings were all behind the scenes, and the photo wasn't taken for the wall, the photo we've already had. Because by the time I did the wall, Bobby's going on 4 years old. You know what I mean? So, like, this is one of those things that, like, it was the right thing at the right time. We wanted to do something that welcomed people to Boston without saying welcome to Boston. And so for her to have on the Adi sweatsuit, for the boombox to be tuned in to WILD, for her to be kneeled on this building in composition with the space.
And all the buildings above.
Right, just imagine she crouched to fit into that composition.
Ooh.
If she stood up, she'd be as giant as everything else that's around her. And that's what I wanted to portray to the kids that come up to this wall, that, yo, this is your city and y'all are giants. You know, so be crouching in this pose, staring at the direction where we all come from
And
in this particular place.
Roxbury South End. And she's right on the sea, which for a lot of us is how we got here.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about pro-Black. Ooh, thank you for letting me know about that. That really touched my heart. And that was my birthday present that year. But also my birthday present was community building. And thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Mama Day Bobby. Because without your consent, we wouldn't have had this slice in our city. And forever she'll be looking towards our city.
And thank you to my GN brothers, man. These are the same brothers that I talk about that are all dads and superheroes in my eyes because, you know, that's who I got it done with. It was the ability to take myself and multiply me by 3, if not 4. Because O's picture really, really took us there. That was the chariot, you know?
So I keep seeing how the circle never closes on the sea. So energy can enter.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's almost like it could have been an O, y'all. An O is closed, although it's a circle, but that C, I'm talking about the Street Theory Collective logo, that little door is open. And it's very interesting to see, because while I'm talking to you, I'm hearing how artists work. Is that how all of it comes to you? Or it just kind of fades in, so to speak, because that piece, like you said, was sitting there for 9 months, 10 months, and that was your decision to put that upon the wall. So I think that's really deep. What happened? Tell me about Black Chip. Did Black Chip come before or after the Greenway?
Black Chip came after the Greenway, which was and it was within almost the same time for people to be like, okay, what's happening with this brother after the Greenway? And I'm a part of this powerful concept and proof of concept where, like, in this area, we're just echoing and vibrating into, you know, the commerce, you know, where, like, how do artists take care of themselves and eat off of their craft?
Yes.
Where we have a gallery that gives us license to pop up and arrange it in a way where we're responsible for everything, for the artwork to go up, to the promotion that goes out, and the people that we gather in to the space. And it's, you know, in the South Boston waterfront. You know, the Seaport is a pretty new area, and for us to be down there with this concept of
Black Bostonians, pretty new area.
Oh, come on.
What was down there? Let's talk about it real quick.
I mean, there was the ICA, and then the other buildings dwarfed it. So there's a lot of businesses that don't reflect who we are, what we're about.
True.
And Black Chip was definitely at an apex in the on that corner to bring forth these stories in the safety of a gallery setting. That's the beauty of what Black Chip elevated and gave us, like, a place to tell our stories. And it's a beautiful experience to take the time and echo what goes on in this gallery.
Because now the echo has brought you to Cambridge.
Oh yeah, that was proof of concept. Now we're here.
And also, I saw the website and I was like, 100% of the fees from about 100% of the fees from the art that is sold, it goes right to
the artist.
Yeah. Okay, that's rare as well.
Yeah, super rare. So, like, people will want to call it a pop-up concept, but it's just it's what you put in is what you get out of it. And it was the trying of that just to make sure that, like, artists that aren't seen or heard could definitely, like, push and promote themselves.
Ooh,
bigger than a gallery. Yeah, bigger than a gallery setting. But
so when did that open? 2023?
Yeah.
All right. Guess what? 3 years later, you playing Jay Dilla. you on the Jay Dilla. We got cute and sat around and talked about Sade and Heaven's Name. Why do you play these games? And so I'm trying to be cool, y'all, and not go to all the events. Cause I'm a nerd too.
Oh yeah.
You had mentioned that a couple of times, but people don't understand the art nerd energy. Like, I think we were talking earlier. You were like, yeah, the extroverted, introverted, and how you have to balance. But I think you went off the chain with the street theory. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, wait, but what is street theory? What I've heard from you this whole time talking? Community builder. That's what I hear from you. But tell me what the street theory is. Tell me about it.
It's just deeper than a theory. It's a practice. It's the open invitation for artists who are underrepresented to show up in our galleries and be immersed in a part of, like, a landscape that we took years to build. Everybody that's a part of the collective, that we're not new to the practice. You know what I mean? We're true to the practice. And with that combination with the bid in Cambridge, we have license to, keep our ear to the street, be sincere to who we are as people, and offer things through levels of, like, mentorship and, have our residencies open to making sure that, like, we're doing real cool things. We walk the talk.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm still grooving, and I didn't post my videos singing Sade's in the street. I gotta be smooth, y'all. She job searching. So thank you. Right now, Everything and More exhibition is on. I love all the images there.
Yes.
And the one there, woo! And so tell me about the Everything and More really quick before I ask you the tea, Rob. Because I got to get a couple of tea. Got a few more questions. Mm-hmm. But everything... Females ain't represented.
Yeah.
I mean, are they represented? It's a choice. Hold up. Robert. Brother ProBlak. Mm-hmm. Who runs the collective? Y'all don't know how hard it was to get this answer out of this brother. Who runs the collective?
We run a collective.
I love it.
I'm yes. Like that, man. There's a celebration of ladies who are the forefront, and we protect that. In our galleries, in our walls, man. It just happens to really showcase through the artwork. When people ask, why everything and more, I'd be like, well, why not?
That's what I said.
And it's our, it's our first curated show with our executive director, Eliza Quiones, and a sister by the name of Tanya from Brooklyn, who got together in a space where, gallerists really don't collab like that. And they got down and showed us better than they can ever tell us. And
then there was also another digital piece as well. There's like a couple of y'all better get in there and check it out before April. Top of April.
April 11th is just coming down.
Okay, April 11th is coming down. I want you all to get to the Street Theory Collective and see the wonderful art. Who can you shout out that's in that show?
Oh man, who can't? There's got Daniela. I'm sorry. You have Ajana, Rixie, Sylvia, the Honorable Equa Holmes.
Hey,
you know Sandra. I'm forgetting all this. Brittany. You have I said Rixie already, right?
Yeah, you have.
Oh yeah.
See, y'all check it out. You have until the 11th, and I need y'all to go and check it out because it's wonderful. We are going to wrap it up in just a few minutes.
Oh yeah. With Destiny Palmer's in the show too, repping hard. I'm forgetting a couple of sisters, but it's right there. If y'all can come to 541 Mass Ave to check it out before the show goes down and the next comes up.
Yeah, please do. April is Poetry Month. I owe him and other collective members poetry. I'm gonna have poems for that because it's already touching me. One of them on the wall says it's about cotton. Y'all know you need to go. Thank you, Rob. I have a couple more questions for you before I let you get out of here. You haven't really told me about the tea. You haven't really told me what almost made you quit. Have you ever wanted to quit this?
Nah. I never wanted to quit it. I just wanted to evolve. I never wanted to get in the way. So I feel like if there's anything that I can do, my contributions to the upcoming generation should be able to have a real nascent involvement in the culture, have an in, and just know what it's like to really pay dues, get their hands dirty. Very adamant about it. So the idea about quitting is just about getting out of the way so that you can give other people their turn.
Yeah, that's the piece with the collective. I know we talking about We Revolutionary is about from your battle to your breakthrough. Have you had battles surrounding continuing on with your work or the acceptance of you as a muralist, as an artist on the art scene or the Black art scene? Give me a little.
Yeah, I think the challenge is making sure that I'm never running away from home.
Hey,
I'm from Boston. You know what I mean? I'm from the Berry. There's no, and wherever I go, I'm native to where I belong. I just want people to know. I want people to stop asking me, are there Black people in Boston? We come over the bridge to Cambridge to make the connection, and it's just been beautiful. Everybody here show love, and I feel like that practice came from just traveling the world and showcasing in a way where I'm not running away from home. I'm just representing where I'm from, recognizing where I'm at, showing you the pride in the neighborhoods that we embody, and then just doing the ill thing, welcome you to come to where we from, host at some point, and really make sure that we're on time and authentic and sincere to our delivery, whether it's visual or you're coming to a space like the collective where you're gonna be damn, this makes sense. And I'm yeah, it took a lot of work to really get the vibe and the energy right.
Before we end, because we ain't ending on no sad note.
Nah.
But we gotta mention it's April 2026, y'all. Almost. Tomorrow's April. And Rob lost a mighty man the community of Boston, the international world, the comic world. We lost a mighty man, and actually the first, I've been paying attention, but I really started paying attention. I want to say, was it during the pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
It was during the COVID pandemic when the Robs, I like to say the Robs did a mural together. While we are all in the house, the Robs are out there doing the work. But Rob Stoll, that's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you all did work with the MFA together. And it's been a year since you lost him. What is Rob Stoll mean to you? You all did this wonderful Breathe Life. Wasn't it a Breathe Life piece?
We did a residency at the MFA. And that time, that body of work that came from that residency, we've influenced each other to make sure that we've put our bid in to honor the culture in a way that the museum was highlighting an artist who's birthed and shown community through his work and the culture as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The work that you did was wonderful. Rest and power, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the backpack. Tell me about the items coming out the backpack.
The items coming out the backpack to the Breathe Life, that's number 2.
Yeah.
Arbella, who is an aspiring artist, has a backpack that has the atlas on it. Coined after the song, She Got the Whole World in Her Hands. When her bag dropped, the pages that flew out were more of breadcrumbs that would lead you to our museum at the time to make sure that you know that these artists that are native to the city and others that she was studying at or abroad are, they're the archetypes that created and contribute to our culture in our city. One of those artists happened to be, Rob Stoll in the mix, who I shared the residency with. He's a pillar. He's a pillar and shares the same upbringing in a way that, like, as a graffiti writer, he broke into the world of comics and has seen the world, has very famous friends, and has done things that just are paramount.
Yes.
To what we have as a city and how we uplift and like continue to take what this brother was teaching us and what he advocated for with black comics and comic books.
Right. Right. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for our loss, the loss for our community, and I know he would be ecstatic for what you're doing in Central Square, what you're doing at Black Chip Gallery. Thank you, Rob ProBlak Gibbs. Thank you for giving me so much of your time. We're going to end on an up note because Brother Stoll, we push him forward, and you the foundation. You part of the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And so say it to the air. Who's at Black Chip Gallery until the 25th? Because, we got a new brother, Ibrahim, you said?
Yes, Ibrahim is at the Black Chip Gallery right now. Go check it out. My man is very instrumental to everything from art handling to telling his story on those walls. Check Brother Ibrahim out, please.
Yes, and please, we need you all to check out Everything and More. Y'all know that all female exhibitions rarely ever happen around the world in our cities, and the collective and brother, he said yes. Saying yes is an important thing. Of course, ProBlak himself has a website. Check it out. Check out the new things that he's doing. Before we get out of here, we're going to talk about, because there's one thing I didn't ask you. ProBlak, your name. I remember in the beginning, I thought you said something about, when my name arrived or when my name was given to me. It's crazy to end this way. But how did ProBlak get his name?
The name chose me. I listened to a lot of golden era hip hop groups from Boogie Down Productions, X Clan, Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teacher, Native Tongues, like, you know, even a little bit of Arrested Development up in there. Like, there's a strong influence in the name that chose me, and it's very simple to understand. Pro is for Black is all people. So,
Pro is for Black is all people. Yes, for Black. Shout out to the gear today, the red, black, and green. But also shout out, thank you for sharing with me. Grow on, flow on. ProBlak.com. Check it out. Check out ProBlak.com. Thank you, ProBlak. I really appreciate you coming here in this studio today and giving me all the tea. Wait, y'all didn't hear all the tea. We about to get into that when I visit Street Theory next. But thank you so much. Get y'all's grow on and your flow on. And thank you for coming to the We Revolutionary podcast with Rob ProBlak Gibbs. I'm your host, Toni Bee. It's 2026, and this will be airing on YouTube. Make sure you click to subscribe. ProBlak.com, ToniBee.org. No. We a collective here. ProBlak.com, Street Theory Collective, Black Chip Gallery. Check it all out. You got all month to check it all out. Thank you for telling me about the battle to the breakthrough, your legacy with the young people, how you involved your daughter, and yes, us standing down when we raise up. I love how you said that. When we raise up, she is taller than the buildings surrounding her. Black Boston means a lot. Pro-Black, for Black. I'm with it. Are you? You should be. But be revolutionary. Like Rob said, won't stop, won't quit. Or grow, no. Not won't stop, won't quit.
But it's that's
grow on, flow on. Thank you for being a master of the elements of that visual element, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You all will see more. Make sure you stop into the Street Theory Collective, Black Chip Gallery. Visit him. We didn't even talk about the international things he got going on and around other cities.
Hey.
Go check out Rob. Rob, as we get out of here, tell us what's next for you. What's your next mural? You working on it right now? Or you just thinking about it?
No. This is definitely a thought process. Hopefully this year will take me into a place where I can chill from murals for a little bit and have a studio practice that continues this art of storytelling. So, Breathe Life 7 is coming after 8.
Hey.
And then, there's big things going on in Austin, Brighton.
Nice. Of course, I think the message is to grow on and flow on. And also, we is revolutionary. Us Black Bostonians, push through your battle. On the other side is the breakthrough.
There it is.
It's the breakthrough. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you so much, Toni Bee.
Make sure you like and subscribe. All right? We revolutionary. From your battle to your breakthrough. 2026. Where's I'm going to add some hip hop music in. You like Jay Dilla? Let's do it.